The summary of the poem The Education of Nature. The poem Education of Nature was written in Germany in 1799 and published in 1800. It is one of the famous Lucy poems by William Wordsworth. In this poem, William Wordsworth points out the education of nature and the great influence that nature can provide to human life. Nature has the power to impart education better than all other teachers. And through this poem, the poet William Wordsworth wants to say in his opening lines and stanzas that for 3 years Lucy grew up in sunshine and rain in the midst of nature. She remained away from the dirt and dross of cities. Nature was greatly pleased with her. She saw that she was more beautiful than all the flowers born in earth. In other words, nature found that Lucy was the loveliest child. She decided to adopt Lucy and bring her up as her own child. Nature intended to make Lucy an ideal and perfect baby by giving her natural education. And in the second stanza, the poet says, Lucy is to be educated by nature according to her own pattern and design. Nature says that she will be both love and impulse for Lucy. She will give discipline and wonder to Lucy's life, and she will also provide her with her healthy emotions and feeling. She will give her right and appropriate direction for the use of her energy and feelings. She will have the freedom to move about the rocks and plains in glade and bowers, wherever she may go and whatever emotions may rise in her heart. She will be watched by the divine spirit from above. Nature will keep her out of evil and give her the right bent of so many things. In the third stanza, the poet says that Lucy will be as playful and gay, the deer that runs about in joy among the mountains and across the lawn. She will breathe wholesome and fragrant breath that will have a healing power. She will also have the calmness and quietness of inanimate object of nature like the mountains and hills. Lucy will enjoy various gifts from nature, the gaiety and ability of her fawn, the passive silence and immobility of rock and hills. In the fourth stanza, the poet says that Lucy will receive various gifts from the different objects of nature. The floating clouds will lend for her, the bending billow, tree and movement of the storm will give her grace and symmetry. Grace and symmetry would be imparted to Lucy by the willow with its drooping branches and the motions of the storm. These gifts will give Lucy natural objects because of the sympathy and understanding between her and nature. In the fifth stanza, the poet points out that since 3 years, since 3 years, since 3 years, she is bound of sympathy between Lucy and nature. The education of nature is possible in her case. Lucy would love to gaze at the galaxy of the shining stars in the midnight, and she will find joy in the sight of the glittering stars. The stars would fill her with a sense of awe which would discipline her passion and sensations and teach her a contemplative habit. Lucy will listen attentively to the melodious and musical notes of the murmuring streams in the sacred places. The murmur of the stream wood. The murmur of the stream wood. Sixth stanza, the poet says that the nature will give feeling of joy and delight to Lucy, and such feeling of joy are necessary for a very existence of life. Reared and brought in such will be her benefit by living in close communication with nature. In the last stanza, the poet says that nature wanted to educate Lucy according to her own pattern. She educated Lucy in her way, but else Lucy did not survive for many years. She died very soon and left a blankness and void in the life of the poet. The health and the calm and quiet atmosphere of nature were left to him, along with the slanging memory that Lucy was with him for years and not present with him after her death. With this line, the poem is going to be completed.